So we want to talk about Trey Lance. Here's the thing. I've given my observations from camp.
Yeah.
None of the other beat writers really went so far as to really go in. It's one day, but that's what I saw. And you were really the one who got me into Trey Lance. You got me to open my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've seen him in person. And I guess it's not like I learned new things, but I see the concerns up front. So
sure.
I want to run them by you so you can help me make sense of them.
Okay.
Because I don't think they're alarming. I think they're fixable. But here's what I saw. He struggled at 7-on-7. It's not a good form for him right now. No play action, no rollouts, just drop back and throw. No pass rush, but still, that's where the mechanical stuff comes in. Stand still and throw. Just stand right there.
Yeah.
And when he throws downfield, not like down the field, but like on a line, 15 yards, he's overstriding and mm-hmm. I call him like they're grunt throws. He doesn't need to work that hard on those throws.
Yeah.
He's got so anyway, that's when he's missing. He threw 2 balls that should have been picked yesterday. 1 was picked. That's it. It's a mechanical thing. When he went to 11-on-11s and could do play action, could leave the pocket, he looked better. And I think when he's going to be in a real game, he's going to look even better than that. So given what I told you, are you concerned about Trey Lance?
Not at all, man. You know, it's funny because I was watching a couple of your shows immediately after all this happened, and you know, people are like, "Oh, come on, Grant, it's his first practice," and then you have the other half going, "Well, I mean, these are the things that I expected, and I knew Lance was a bust." It's like, hold on, guys, we're 7-on-7s, and we're not even in full OTAs. Like, it's June. Let's chill a little bit, okay? Yeah. We're way too fast.
It's even June.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. You're right. It's not even June. We're way too fast to make decisions on quarterbacks. In my show just a minute ago, somebody asked about. I think it was Amin actually asked about Tua, and people were like, "Oh, he's a bum. He's a bust. He's this and that." Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years.
True.
Peyton Manning struggled as a rookie.
Yeah.
Troy Aikman struggled as a rookie.
1-15.
Right. We have Andrew Luck struggled as a rookie. We've been spoiled with guys coming out lately and looking fantastic early. Mm-hmm. But then we forget about all the other greats that had to sit or had to go through struggles. And if a guy comes out in his first time in a professional setting and doesn't look the best, it's okay. Let's pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I did want to ask you, you said that these throws were over the middle, but when he was throwing right versus throwing left, and I know there weren't a lot of throws, did you see an issue more towards the right side than you did left?
Yeah. Now I say between over the middle. Both passes were between the numbers, but also both passes were to receivers going left to right, crossing his face left to right. Okay. So he's throwing to moving targets going left to right. And they're probably to his right by the time he lets the ball go. Okay. Certainly on the second one. The first one was a high pass to tight end Peterson. It was a little bit more underneath, and it was high. The one to Benjamin was just straight up airmailed, and that was more 15, 20 yards down the field on like an over route.
I asked that question because I called this out in his pro day, and I've said it ever since. It's still an issue of his. It's the only thing he needs to clean up still.
Okay.
He opens up with his left shoulder too fast sometimes.
Okay. That makes total sense. You'll leave your back shoulder back. You'll leave your Yes, that makes total sense.
So if you're going
you want to
right,
release out front,
yeah. So if you're going right and you open up too early, you're going to airmail balls a lot. But if you're going left and you open up early, just the direction of where you're throwing, you can correct it.
Actually, you want to open up when you're going to your left. Some quarterbacks have a problem opening up, throwing to the. Kaepernick had a problem opening up and throwing to. He couldn't even see it. A lot of his picks came throwing left.
Right.
Interesting. So I posted it during the rookie minicamp, a clip of him throwing. And it got like 90,000 views. And a lot of people were like, hey, man, he missed 3 throws in a row, deep outs to the right. And he did. And they're all high. And, it's something to look for because it's 2 minutes and you're looking for something. And then, boom, here it is again. So you saw it in the pro day. Yep. It's what he's working on. And I think it was always unrealistic to think that a guy could create new muscle memory that fast. It's a process. Right. as we said, Aaron Rodgers 3 years on the bench in Green Bay. But what he did in Green Bay was totally rebuild his throwing motion. It was totally different at the end of that. Yeah. So it can be done. It just does take some time. What did Malcolm Gladwell say? Is it 10,000 hours or 10,000 reps? You really got to commit yourself to it.
Absolutely, you do. And listen, I really believe that he had 3 mechanical issues coming into this season where he wasn't able to play. 2 of them, I believe, have still been fixed, but that one is still the one. That's the bugaboo. And,
right.
And I see it show up time and time again. And obviously not being there, I couldn't assess it. But hearing you say it, I expected it to be throws going to the right more so than anything, because
good call.
That's an issue for him. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You did me like, was he throwing to the right? I was like, yes, good call. Yeah. So look, he has this mechanical thing that he knows about and he's working on right now. Mm-hmm. He hasn't played in about a long time. He hasn't played in a very long time. He's going from 1AA football to the NFL. Yep. It's his first week of OTAs and he's doing 7-on-7s with the backups. Yep. So this is all to be expected. It's what's the real story is, how does he improve? What's he look like next week? What's he look like the week after? What's he look like in training camp? Really, the diagnostic week 1 where he's at doesn't really matter. He's 21. He's entitled to be where he is right now. Yeah. And pretty much they should have known it. And they just need to have a plan and have him on, is it going to take X amount of time? I don't know. But I do think he should go to Tom House. I know he's been working with people, but Tom House is the guy, man. He's like the guru of gurus. And I don't think that there's anyone in the Niners organization that has that kind of background.
Yeah, I agree with you. I am going to have Sean McAvoy back on next week.
No shots at Sean McAvoy. Sean, you do a great job. I'm just saying Tom House in addition. Yes. For sure. Seriously,
yeah, I'm going to have McAvoy on next week, and I'm going to ask him about that because I pointed it out when we talked the first time, and he kind of glossed over it. And now that we're seeing it show up again, I'm curious to see what his thoughts are around that situation, because it is an issue. And I know it's something that they're working on. I just want to know what he sees from it and how they plan on correcting it.
Absolutely. And again, he looked better in 11-on-11s because in 11-on-11, he can throw on the run.
Yes.
That is very natural for him. It's going to be the throwing stationary that's going to be trained, not natural, trained, but that's okay. Yep. That's okay. And Carson Wentz is the same freaking way. And Carson Wentz has had a lot of success in the NFL. So don't panic. The sky isn't falling. It was just a diagnostic. And really, I think there were some hopes like, man, this guy's going to be rookie of the year. He might, but this is totally fair where he came into the 49ers. He's not like unprepared or a bust or anything like that.
Well, I do want to point out one thing too, because you and I did talk after one of your shows this morning. I think it was a show with your dad. And again, you had pointed out that basically it was a rough day, a rough practice. And I think people took that and were like, oh, you're making too much about nothing. But really, after us talking, you made a very good point. You said, I don't think this was a rough day. I think this is what we should expect from him.
Right.
This is where he's at mechanically. Yes. This is not a one-off. This is who he is right now. And that is very different than skies falling. He had one rough day. He can fix it tomorrow.
He should be better than this. What the hell is that? No. This is exactly where he should be.
Right.
Exactly where he should be. Good point.
I think that clarity is very important.